Hi, and welcome back to the Northeast Film Festival. My name is Dana, and I'm standing here with Dakota, one of the stars of Surviving the Outbreak by Larry Rosen. How are you feeling today, Dakota?
Great. The film was so good. I'm so excited to be here.
Fantastic. You were wonderful in it.
Thank you.
How did you feel about playing this role?
It was really exciting. I got to do this, there was not really a lot of monologue, so I got to really express through my face and be able to, actually be in the woods and just be very afraid. That was what was really exciting about it.
Hey, tell us a little bit about this and about what inspired this documentary.
I was approached by director John Hart after I experienced a viral video that kind of backfired on my career. So not all viral videos are good. So and it caused a lot of problems in my career. So I thought that was an interesting human interest type of story, and we did the film, and we were very happy the way it came out, and we've been nominated for Best Documentary in this film festival.
Oh, congratulations, that's amazing.
It's pretty neat.
Anything weird or fun happen on set that you remember?
I wouldn't even know where to begin. Yes, we were filming for a month in Thailand, so yeah, every day was super weird.
Wow, what an adventure. That sounds really cool.
Yeah, the first day we arrived, I saw a man get stabbed. That was really weird.
But not in the film? This was
No.
real life?
This was real life. Yeah.
Wow.
So that was how we started the film.
What did you find to be the most difficult part of playing your role?
Well, I have a supporting role in this, Sarah. I'm in the opening scene where they're seeing the newscast and they see that there's an infection that's happened. And so my character carries over into after the outbreak, which is where I have one of the leading roles. And as far as preparing, this, was connected to that. So I used my same character that I use in after the outbreak, which is kind of a whole, how would I feel? I put myself in an environment thinking, how would I feel under devastation? Around the world right now, there's so many horrible things that are going on, and I'm very in tune with the news and everything. You think about horrible, in Syria and all these things. You think, how would these people feel who are hiding out and trying to stay away from horrible criminals? And I kind of put myself these people are basically kind of the same thing. You want to stay away from them. They may hurt you. You're how would you feel in that fear environment? How do you survive? And I guess I just really kind of put myself in that position and let myself feel that fear and feel that, and also not just fear, but the courage. Find the bravery, find the courage to kind of think, okay, how can I show through the layers of my character?
Thorns for flowers. And we were talking about how that's kind of like Cars for Kids. So it's we hand out thorns for flowers. It's kind of like when LA cops, pay for guns, I guess. I guess if you bring your thorns, we give you flowers.
Oh,
and it makes people happy. I think
is that the concept of the film?
Not at all, but it's just
okay.
It's just good chowder, just stuff to talk about it.
Yeah, good.
So it's a silent film, and it tells a story through the medium of dance, and it's about mental illness. So it's 9 teens that deal with mental illness, and each teen holds a different sign that represents a different mental illness.
That's amazing. What inspired this?
We started it in the summer of 2014, and it was actually Robin Williams' death. I was sitting in my living room watching the news, and I always try to choreograph something that has meaning, and I feel like as long as you choreograph from your life experiences or from what's going on around you, you'll never go stale. So I decided to choreograph this dance, and we turned it into a short film, and I became the director and choreographer of the piece, and it's gone a lot farther than we ever thought it would. So we're really proud of it, and not only proud of the film itself, but proud of the message that it speaks.
So tell me, what gave you the inspiration to write this story?
I just wanted to do something that was going to be small and intimate in nature, and I also knew I wanted it to be a genre film. Not necessarily horror, but I wanted it to have those horror elements, but I wanted to focus on a human story and then expand on that, and hopefully we did it.
Yeah, I think a lot of emphasis was put on the characters, right?
Absolutely. I feel like the characters have to come first. If you don't care about the characters, then you don't really care what happens to them, and then that means we failed. And I felt like getting those relationships out there first, that was what was most important.
Tell me a little bit about Hate Crime and your involvement with it.
Hate Crime is a film about a young man in Louisiana who commits a hate crime against someone very close to him. and it has to do with his sexuality. He comes from a family where traditionally certain variations from traditional sexuality weren't really looked well upon. And so it's a film about, but the thing is, the film doesn't really focus on him. It focuses on the two families of the person who perpetrated the hate crime and the victim of the hate crime. And it's about how self-hate doesn't just affect you, it affects everyone around you, including the target of the recipient of your projected self-hate, of the people who are close to you, who have a lot of emotional investment for you. And I think it's a film about how your actions affect everyone around you and not just you. And from both sides of this perspective, from the man who committed the crime and the parents who didn't really give him what he needed.
How you doing today, Gabriel?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Can you tell us a little bit about Mother's Day?
Sure. Mother's Day, it's a short about a mother and a son that are forced to say goodbye to each other forever. Well, forever is relative, but yeah.
Okay, nice and short and sweet. I love it. So can you tell us a little bit about your character and how you prepared?
Yeah, my character's name was Jay, and I wrote the film, and it's an actor's exercise. I'm a member of the Actors Studio, as is the woman that plays Mary, Melissa Leo, and it's very much character-driven, very open, and her and I both really worked on it and spoke about it and try to put in the work that we do at the studio in the film.
I Was There is a really cool little short film that we shot last summer, and it's about this guy who goes to commit suicide on the beach, and he stops when he finds this peculiar-looking box. And inside the box is this really cool little CGI creature that we developed with this VFX artist from Sweden who's great. So it's just a little tale about him and this little creature that he finds on the beach.
Wow. Yeah, I saw it last night. It was very cool. I haven't seen anything like that, which was really awesome. What was your inspiration for this story?
Life. I'm very interested in telling stories about communication, about people coming together, and sometimes not coming together, but I'm very interested in a human connection and trying to show that and show variations, whether it ends well or not.
Wow, I think you definitely succeeded with this film, which is great. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what this film is about?
Sure. The film is about a couple that is trying to communicate their love for each other, and they wait until it's a little too late.
I bet it feels so good. Was this kind of your baby?
Oh, are you kidding? Yeah, this is my last year and my next year is kind of how you look at it when you make these movies. It's like about 3 years of your life goes into something like that, and you know the trust and the confidence that the team has to put in you, especially with a micro budget movie, of just like, it's gonna be good, right? Like, this isn't gonna be like weird, I'm gonna regret it. No. So yeah, we just do everything we can to push it and get it out there and have really great audiences like this, and the Northeast Film Festival has taken such good care of us that I feel spoiled.
Would you say, was there anything memorable from your experience working on the film? Anything, any actors you loved working with or anything like that?
I was very, very excited to act as the partner of Jesse Williams. I really admired him as an actor, but all of the cast were great. I really learned from them, and being involved in an American project was very exciting for me, and for my English, and the way of working is always different. So everything was very memorable, actually.
Oh, that's great.